Hello, my web audit crew. So I wanted to give some answers to these sales objections you guys were putting in the comments. It looks like money, obviously the number one objection you guys are running into. The second one is trust. We tried this before, it didn't work. The third one is time. Looks like nobody's really dealing with deferral objections right now. That's really the four objections you need to handle: money, trust, time, deferral. They all fit into those four categories. So let's take a look at Simon. My nephew or whoever will do it for a fraction of the price, right? So Simon's got these leads or prospects going, hey, I can do it cheaper. I'll go to Wix, I'll go to GoDaddy, I'll do something else. I'll let my uncle or my nephew do it. You can handle this one of two ways. You can preemptively strike it, or you can handle it when it comes up. If you don't preemptively strike it, the only way to handle this objection is what I call a feel, felt, found rebuttal. So I understand how you feel. I understand that you might trust your nephew and feel that he knows how to do what he says he can do. But we've had other clients in the past that felt the same way, right? They wanted to go a cheaper route. They wanted to go with their cousin or whatever, their friend. What these clients found is they didn't know what they didn't know. They didn't realize that the web was an extremely complex engine and that websites are extremely difficult to put together. If you want a professional business presence online, you have to hire a professional. So I understand how you feel. We've had customers that felt the same way. But what they found was, and then you go through your list of the things that make you different, right? One thing that I used to tell clients at Ebway was, you don't know what you don't know. Your nephew doesn't know what he doesn't know. How many sites a year does he build? 2? 1? Has he ever built one? We build 3 a month. Who's going to be the better choice? Is he really up on all the Google standards and the mobile standards? And does he really know how to create funnels and do UX and create good content? Like, there's a big difference, okay? So that's how I would handle that feel, felt, found. Now, the other way is to preemptively strike it where you bring it up, right? Where you say, we've had a lot of customers in this industry that, they want to use their nephew or their brother or their uncle, and those people are always coming back to us 2 or 3 months later going, I don't get it. My website doesn't work. It's not bringing me leads. And, I got to tell them, well, that's because your nephew built you a billboard. He didn't build you a salesperson online. He just put together a Wix site or a GoDaddy site, or he threw together WordPress. And it's never free, right? It's never free. There's opportunity cost. So let's say your nephew says, I'm going to build you a site for free. What's the opportunity cost of all the business you're going to miss because he screwed up your website build? And I'm not saying your cousin's not an amazing person, but unless he owns a web agency or works at a web agency, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. And he's ignorant, And that's not in a negative way. That's not saying he's stupid. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. So that's the way I would handle that. Brian's got one here that says, I voted for money. We can't afford it. But I was also voting because the client came back letting us know that they selected other vendors. So it's a trust money issue. There's a way to handle this one. What I do in proposals, Brian, is I have a little line that says, we'll meet or beat any competitor's price. That's not because I want to have a price war. That's because I want them to bring me the proposal so I can shoot holes in it, right? So I tell them, we'll meet or beat any competitor's price offering similar or the same services as us. Just bring me their proposal and let's go through it. Odds are your proposal is better. Odds are you've covered things and added features that the competitor has not. So that's a big, easy way to handle that. If I can see the proposal, I can shoot holes in it all day long. Value is another thing, right? So yeah, you're correct. In the sales process, if you're not building enough value and they're not believing you, they don't trust you, they're going to go with somebody they trust no matter what, no matter what the price is. They're going to go with somebody they trust. So it's really important to build trust. One of the things my web audit does and why I like it is you're giving them answers up front, right? Here, you're building trust as you take them through. So let's see what Jamie says. It's a factor of trust and time. Once we get them on the phone, we can close them, but it's getting them on the phone. So that's, just to add clarification there, getting them on the phone, if that's a problem with setting a sales call, then we can deal with that, right? If it's making the phone ring, if it's actually getting leads, that's not a sales problem, it's a marketing problem. So we need to identify what the real issue is, because marketing makes the phone ring, it makes the emails come in. Sales closes the deal. So if my phone's not ringing and people aren't reaching out to me, if I'm not getting leads in, I have a marketing issue. I have a messaging issue. I have some kind of lead gen issue that I need to address. Now, if they're coming in and saying, hey, we like you, we want to work with you, let's put together a quote or whatever, and then they're not setting time to meet with you, that's a tough one. So what I would do at every phone call is schedule the next interaction. So if you get them on the phone one time, that no matter what happens, your goal at the end of that call is to schedule the next interaction so you don't get caught up in follow-up hell, right? So that you can say, hey, we're going to schedule a time next week on Wednesday at 10. Is that good for you? Great. And keep them moving through the process. If you don't take charge, they will put you off and you'll end up in follow-up hell. So Mark's got one here that says, we want to go ahead, but we don't have the money. Cash flow is poor at the moment. This is a big thing with me, the money objection. Personally, the money objection is bullshit. Pardon my French. If people want something, they will figure out how to buy it, right? One thing I do here, Mark, is I say something like, well, hold on a second. I'm not trying to take money from you. I'm trying to give you money, right? You're looking at me as a cost. You need to look at me as an investment. If I told you that if you give me $10 today and I'll hand you $20 tomorrow, you would do it if you believe me, correct? So it sounds like they're not believing me. So I need to build some trust there. I need to build rapport. And the money objection, it really is crap. I mean, people are driving cars they can't afford, living in houses they shouldn't be living in. In the United States of America and probably all over the world, people are spending tons of money that they don't have. If they want your service or your product, they will figure out how to pay for it. You can give them options, right? You can say, hey, why don't you put it on a credit card and just make payments? Why don't you pull it out of a business line of credit? Make sure that you understand this is a tax write-off, and give them those ideas. Now, if it's a true money objection, find that out up front. Don't wait until the proposal to find out that they can't afford it. Start talking budget early and often. What have you guys spent in the last 6 months? What are you looking to spend now? What do you want to invest in the internet? How much have you invested in the internet in the past? Going over those numbers, they're going to tell you right off the bat, well, we spent $5,000 last time. We want to spend whatever. And you know which way you're going with them. And you'll know if your proposal is going to work or not. So I would bring up the money issue constantly. I would treat them as a partner. You're not trying to do wallet surgery and Houdini money out of their wallet. You're trying to help them learn how to spend their money. Also, it's not a cost. I can't stress that enough. It's an investment. So when you have a client that tells you, we can't afford $5,000, we just can't spend that, I would turn it right around and say, it sounds like you're looking at me as an expense. I'm not trying to charge you $10,000. I'm trying to increase your business 20% this year. I'm trying to give you money. And the only way to give you money is to put you on the right platform to get your marketing situated and to help you. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see, Susan, I want to go with a platform that is designed specifically for creatives. And I think I can do it myself on something called Pixpa. Have you heard of it? Great example of another feel, felt, found, right? I understand how you feel. Other customers have felt the same way in the past. What they found was this wasn't a DIY thing. Like, if you want to do it yourself, that's great, but you're not going to scale. You're not going to get much business from that. If all you need is a billboard and you're going to hit the streets yourself and make cold calls and bring in business, fine, do it that way. But if you want to show up in the search results, if you ever want to do marketing or paid search, if you ever want to get into search engine optimization, if you ever want to get into funnel creation or whatever, you're going to need a professional website. You're going to need a professional whatever it is, platform, whatever, other than these that you're finding. So I would break it back from technology and say, whoa. The technology doesn't even matter. I'm platform agnostic. Let's back up into what your business goals are. Where are you at? What are you trying to do? What do you want to accomplish? If you could wave a magic wand and have one of your business issues fixed, what would it be, right? And so you're getting tied into these software platform conversations when you don't need to be. That's remove the platform, remove the software. Let's back up and have a business conversation. I would even say that. Well, let's back up. we're getting into platforms. I don't even know if Pixpa is right for you. I don't know if WordPress is right for you. I don't know what's right for you. I'm platform agnostic. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to back up and we're going to figure out what your business goals are, who your perfect client is, or however you want to address it. And we're going to do some discovery, figure out what's right for you, and then we'll find the right platform. You know, it's right now it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. So I hope that kind of makes sense. The time, you guys said, there were some of you that said that the time objection was a tough one. We don't have time for this now, so this is the last one I'll cover. The time objection is a tricky one, but what I would do, you have to understand first, the reason they don't have time is because they're not leveraged. So let's read them their mail, right? So it sounds like you don't have time for this. Yeah, we just don't have time. So are you actually working on your business or are you working for your business? Well, yeah, I'm stuck in the weeds working on my business. Great. What would it take for you to make this a priority so that I can help you step out of the weeds and work for your business instead of on it? Because the opportunity cost of not having a good website, not having a good marketing plan, not having a social media, whatever you guys sell, the opportunity cost of not having XYZ, right? Whatever I sell, that is more expensive than just getting started, right? And so you can even finish that up with, why don't we get started with a small discovery or starting into some planning, and let's see how it goes. Let's see where it takes us. So I think that's the time objective. The time objection is because they're not leveraging their time, right? So a big question I ask is, well, it sounds like you have some things that are of a higher priority than XYZ project. What would it take for you to make XYZ project your priority? Now they're going to tell you how to sell them. They're going to tell you what to address, what they need to address. And it's okay. Sometimes they don't have time now. It's fine. We'll follow up. And, you know, it's always good to have a pipeline. That's how you build a pipeline. But I wouldn't let them go and just be like, okay, cool, I'll call you in 6 months. I'd at least give it a shot and say, well, maybe you're not leveraged. Maybe you're working in the business instead of on it. Maybe you got all these things going on. How can I help you? You know, get the opportunity cost down, because the longer you wait, the longer you're delaying, increase in visits, increase in cash flow, whatever, right? So that is pretty easy one to handle. But again, it's not like you can just overcome it and move forward, because they might say, no, it's not a priority right now. When should I follow up with you? That's really all you can say if you've tried. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks, guys, for putting your questions in there. Yeah, we could probably do this every once in a while. I hope this was super helpful for you guys. If you want some more insights, go to revenuelove.com. Got some insights there, got videos over there. Check it out. Yeah, this has been really, really good. So I'll post this video, and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.